Alright, if you're watching this video, it's because you've already finished the worksheet, or at least the front side of that worksheet, which means you probably have a pretty good idea on what's going on. And so what I want to do is kind of give you a preview as to what we're going to be doing when we come back. Also give you a chance to kind of work on that. Each of the problems in this section have two variables. This means that we actually are not finished until we found both answers to two answers. Consider the following problem that's similar to what we've worked on for the past 2 weeks. Again, you don't need to write anything, just make sure you follow along in terms of what's going on, or don't write this yet at least. So we put the y in the box, we put the 5x minus 1 in the box, we put the other value in the box here. You end up with 7x minus parentheses 5x minus 1 equals 3. Remembering that this negative switches both of those around, we got 7x minus 5x plus 1 equals 3, which turns into 2x plus 1 equals 3. You then solve that, as we have all this week, to find out that x is 1. Notice that we found x, but we still don't know what the value of y is. And like I said, that's pretty much what this is about. Is there's an x there, there's a y there that we do not know about. The step that we have next is simple. All you have to do is go back to the equation with the variable that is alone and substitute what we know. So you've got two statements up here that pretty much tell me what's going on. This is the one where the variable is alone, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that variable, or back to that equation, and now that I know that x is equal to 1, I'm going to simply put y equals 5 parentheses 1 minus 1, and then work this out. And so you end up with 5 minus 1, which means that y is 4. So again, once you know what x is, it means that there's no longer two variables, because variable means I don't know what the value is. So we know that that's a 1, we also know that's a 1. But again, what we will do is we'll just simply turn that value into a 1, plug it in, and see what y is. And so what we know now is that y, or x, is equal to 1 and y is equal to 4. Once we know both answers, we just simply write them as an ordered pair. Again, an ordered pair is a pair of numbers placed inside of parentheses. X goes first, y goes second. No matter what, they'll always be alphabetical. So if you were looking at the letters C and D, C would go first, D would go second, A would go first, B would go second, and so on. So let me just show you a couple more problems real fast. And please write these down so you can get credit for watching the video. Again, you have to actually show these to me when you're done for your credit. And then again, just make sure you understand what's going on. So write down these last two questions, and that'll be it. That's all I need. So again, you put a box around the x, box around what x is equal to, and a box around the bottom equation. So you get two parentheses, 4y minus 1 minus 3y equals 3. You then have 8y minus 2 minus 3y equals 3. You then take those two parts, put them together, 5y minus 2 equals 3. Adding 2 to both sides, and remember, you can pause this to get to that stuff if you need to. I'm just getting to the first line, or first answer, because I think you know how to do that already. So again, you can pause that before I move if you don't understand what I did next, but just write that down, again, those steps. Once we have y equal to 1, that is where we again go back to the equation that has the variable by itself, and I'll just write that out. X equals 4y minus 1, but now that I know that y is 1, I put x equals 4 parentheses 1 minus 1, which means that x is equal to 4 minus 1, or that x is equal to 3. And so what I now do for my final answer is I put my x value first, which is 3, comma, y value second, which is 1. And just to prove that it works, you should be able to take 3, 1 and plug it in here. So 2 parentheses 3 minus 3 parentheses 1, because we know x is 3, y is 1. And notice that that gives me the answer that I'm looking for over here. Alright? Last example before you get finished with this. Again, y goes into the box because it's alone. 2x plus 1 goes into the box. 4x minus y gets the y boxed. So we put our 4x minus parentheses 2x plus 1 equals 9. You then distribute your negative. 4x minus 2x minus 1 equals 9. You then put those two parts together. 2x minus 1 equals 9, and you solve the way you've been taught to, getting the answer of x equals 4. Now you take that answer again and you plug it back into a equation that has the variable by itself, so y equals 2x plus 1. Taking 4, plugging it in, y is equal to 2 times 4 plus 1, which is 8 plus 1, or 9. So again, y is equal to 9, x is equal to 4. Your final answer is always x first, which is 4, comma y second, which is 9, and there you go. So please bring your 2 problems up with your notes so I can give you credit for working today. Then begin working on the solving worksheet. I think it's like 4 questions to do, not a lot. It again allows you to practice solving both solutions. It's not a long worksheet, so please work hard to finish it. And then you're ahead, but again, please don't be a distraction to the rest of the room. I'm sure at this point I'm probably trying to go over something with the students who are still trying to get caught up. So if you like to surf the net until I instruct you to put the computers away once you finish the worksheet, that is fine, but again, just make sure you're going to sites that you're supposed to and not getting yourselves in trouble. Other than that, good luck.